This is my 120 gallon aquarium. This thing is absolutely massive, big enough to take a bath with your fish in. And I was sent this by Aqueon, but they told me they no longer make stands for this. So I took it upon myself to make my own aquarium stand. Here's how I did it. Like many do-it-yourself projects, it all starts with some wood. A while back, I was offered to get a credit card at Lowe's, and I said I would get 20% off my first purchase, up to $500. So I decided to buy a saw, and I bought a lot of other things. I bought the thing I was there to get, and then I still had, several $100s left over. So I decided I'm just gonna buy a bunch of 2x4s, because I know there will be a point in life where I'm gonna need some 2x4s. Well, today is that day. I started the stand by cutting and framing the wood that will be right at the base of the aquarium. Now, the 120 gallon tank that I'm making this stand for claimed to be 24 by 48 inches, but when you actually measure the base of the aquarium, it's closer to 24.5 by 48.5. So I made sure to account for this extra half inch in both dimensions when I was framing this piece of wood. I cut the two pieces of wood going lengthwise 48.5 inches, but I cut the two pieces of wood going widthwise only around 21.5 inches because I had those two width pieces go in between the two length pieces. I used 2.5-inch construction screws to screw it all together. Now optimally I would have some sort of square clamp to hold the pieces of wood exactly in place, but I honestly just did it with my hands and eyeballed it, and it came out pretty good. This middle beam is here only to give the frame a little more structure and rigidity. It actually does not bear any of the weight of the tank because all of the weight of the tank is going to be on the border of the frame. Now, I gotta deal with the whole leg situation. And this is where things get a little complicated. Because if I'm off at all, the whole thing's gonna be like this. So I gotta be, exact with how I make these legs. I decided to make the legs 30 inches long, so I measured the first leg and I cut that one, and then I basically used that one leg to guide the other cut so I could get them all as close together as possible. Also guys, keep in mind, this is my very first time building an aquarium stand. I have very little experience working with wood. The only experience I have is I built a desk in wood shop back senior year in high school. So this is my first time really building a wooden structure since then. Don't take everything I'm saying as like advice, really just me sharing my experience and trying to build this thing. Next up was cutting the wood for the bottom frame. Now I decided to not have a middle beam going across the bottom of this, just in case at some point in the future I wanted to have a sump or something underneath this thing that, basically utilized all that area. I didn't want to have, a bar going through the middle there. I also decided I wanted to put some middle supports in because, this is a 120 gallon tank. It's going to be nearly 1,000 pounds of water. And I'm not sure, 2x4s are pretty strong, but I'm not sure, will this want to bend and crack if I don't have some middle supports? And I'm like, 1,000 pounds is a lot. So I should probably put something in the middle that also kind of, holds it upright from there. So I decided to cut these middle pieces and have them there as well. Next up, I had to cut some beams to be support between the top and bottom frame. Because all the weight is going to be resting on the frame, I don't want just the screws that are holding that piece of wood in to bear the entire weight. I also wanted to have some snug pieces of wood that were upright, that were basically pushing up this wood as well. So I got them cut as close as I possibly could, and just got them really snugly fit in there. So there is, support around the entire frame as well from the wood going upright against it. Some of the legs appeared to be just a hair above the frame, and I wanted them to be more like, flush with the frame. So I did have to get my sander out, just kind of sand them down to make them a little more even, because I want the weight distribution to be as even as possible. I also decided to get some support beams on either side of the aquarium stand, and I could have put them at the edges, but then I would have needed like 4 of these, and like I was already using so much 2x4s, more than I thought I'd need to. I figured, just 2 on either side would be fine. Now it was time to go to my favorite place, Home Depot, to get a board to put on top of the aquarium stand, just to make the top one even surface so the weight can be more evenly distributed. My hair's been getting a little longer than I kind of like. I don't know, it gets kind of messy and like all over the place. So I'm gonna get a haircut. Okay, I think it came out pretty good, nice and shorter, a little neater now. I think I'm gonna go home and should I adjust my beard at all? Or should I keep my beard as it is? I was thinking about maybe making the sides of my beard shorter because I didn't even cut my beard, I just had a haircut. Guys, check this out. Check out this big crawfish. Look at this big one. Oh, he's curling up. He's curling up. Dude. This is a big one. Woo! He's got them pinchers. He's got them big pinchers. Look at this. Wow. This thing is very stable. I can do push-ups on this thing. Yeah, so now all I gotta do is paint this thing. Guys, we have a major problem. You see that crack in the glass? So I think I probably did that when I got in here and laid in here. I think I cracked the glass. Just joking, this is silicone. This is just a little piece of silicone. You can see when I go like this, it rubs away. A lot of people see these little silicone lines and they think they're cracks in the glass. It's not. Okay, so now this is round. So right up here, as far as I can get.